Aloha everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hyram. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hyram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. Welcome to my morning skincare routine. Yes, I haven't done one of these 9 months, a year and a half, who knows, honestly. I don't keep track of that shit. You may also notice that we are in a different location. I'm currently in my bathroom. I've gotten a different bathroom since my Harper's Bazaar video. Well, I haven't gotten a different bathroom, I moved. And the bathroom is much more spacious and definitely more friendly for filming as opposed to my, Harry Potter den-sized bathroom that I used to have. And I thought I'd finally share my morning skincare routine. Ever since I did the Harper's Bazaar video, you guys have been requesting a morning skincare routine like crazy because, you know, my nighttime is when I splurge a little bit more and you guys were really shook by like how many products I was going in with, which yes, I will say I use more products at night than I do during the day, which is why today's video is going to be like a little bit more boring, a little bit shorter. But don't worry, I'll keep it fun, I'll keep it hip. Is that what the kids are saying these days? What do I mean the kids? I am the kids. So a normal person would have led you through like their entire morning routine, but honestly, I knew I was filming this video yesterday, yet I still got up, I still showered, cleansed my face, and did my hair before realizing, oh shit, Hyram, probably should have done that in the video. But that's okay, I spared you the horror of seeing what I look like when my hair is not done. So I'll just kind of lead you through my steps up until this point where I look like this. First thing is I take a shower, you know, something we all should do. What am I saying? I have been loving using this shampoo and this conditioner, the Scene Skin Caring Shampoo and Scene Skin Caring Conditioner. Oh man, that's difficult to say. I really like the philosophy of this company because they make hair care products that are friendly for the skin as well. Because one thing I'm always nervous about is using like hair products that will run down onto my face and clog my pores or increase sensitivity or irritation. So just lead to skin problems. And I believe these are made by dermatologists. Yeah, they're made by dermatologists so that you won't have to worry about any of that stuff for the skin. And I've been really liking their products so far. So I first go in with those, and then I am the type of person who likes to cleanse in the shower, cleanse my face that is. And I know maybe that's not the most popular thing because a lot of people say that it can increase transepidermal water loss if you cleanse your face in the shower, but I only think that's true if you shower in really hot water, which you really shouldn't be showering in hot water in general because it strips the hydration of the body and your face. And also because I have colored hair, I try not to shower in hot water at all so that the color lasts as long as possible because I don't want to lose this purple and have to retouch it because I'm lazy. You can see that by the fading color. In my opinion, if you shower in like lukewarm water, what I would naturally be exposing to my face to when cleansing over a sink anyway, it doesn't increase transepidermal water loss. So that's just my own opinion if we want to get technical. I'm using the Holifrog Superior Omega Nutritive Gel Wash. Cosmetic companies love to make their skincare product names really long, which, you know, I'm not complaining, it's just hard to say on camera. I really like Holifrog cleansers. I feel like they incorporate and utilize a lot of really beneficial and good ingredients in a cleanser. And for me, I consider cleansing to be one of the harshest steps of a skincare routine. So I'm all about finding like gentle but effective cleansers. And this one's really nice because it like suds up a little bit, but it has really good ingredients, like a ton of antioxidant rich and hydrating oils, as well as gentle surfactants to not overly strip the skin, and it's fragrance free. And if I'm not mistaken, all their cleansers are fragrance free, which is, you know, really cool considering most cleansers do have fragrance, and I'm okay with fragrance in cleansers, but you know, it's an extra bonus. So I use that in the shower. I get out of the shower, and then for my hair, I've been blow drying my hair recently just because it takes freaking forever for it to air dry. Like literally, if I don't towel dry my hair, it'll take a few hours for it to like completely dry out. So yeah, I'm just not in the mood to do that. And I asked my barber if he had recommendations for like a heat protectant product because I don't know hair products very well, and he recommended this really fancy one. I don't know if I'm gonna get this again because it's super fancy and super fragranced, but it's the Kerastase Resistance what is it? Resurfacing Strengthening Milk. But it's actually been really good. It's been softening my hair. Just make sure I don't f it up because especially when your hair is colored, it gets really dehydrated and sometimes damaged, and I don't want to contribute to that with the blow dryer. And then after I use the Reuzel pomade mixed with the XMondo BDSM, I love this one because it has like a little bit of like blue and purple iridescent that really gives like an extra boost to my hair. And I like this one because it really like hydrates and nourishes the hair, because a lot of like styling and holding products can just be like glue on the head, and I want something a little bit more nourishing. Anyway, we're past the boring stuff. Now onto the skincare, the exciting stuff. So I'm first going in with the Anti-Redness Serum from Ren. Now Ren is one of those brands that for so many reasons I really like. Do I have an Australian accent now? I really like a lot of their like brand philosophies and commitment to sustainability. Some of their products do have fragrance, which is unfortunate, but I've talked about like how much I've liked their sunscreen in the past, their mineral sunscreen. And this one is a serum specifically focused on helping to soothe the skin after like sun damage and irritation, which I really like because it's summer right now, so the sun is like extra strong. And the ingredients of this are super impressive as well. Like it has phospholipids, algae extract, a bunch of hydrating and soothing oils, arnica extract, milk protein. The only thing I don't like about it is that it does have bitter orange flower extract along with linalool, so it does have like a tiny bit of a fragrance. But when it comes to flower waters, I'm more forgiving because there's such a small tiny percentage, and linalool is the only fragrant component, so I'm okay with this one because the good ingredients are bomb. And this one's also really like nourishing and hydrating, but it doesn't make the skin greasy, which is really nice because most anti-redness products, it's so frustrating, they tend to be crazy hydrating because they automatically assume that the person using it has really dry skin. But for oily people like me who have fair skin in the sun, I'm just like, help. And this is a good one for that. I like how it feels. Then next I like to go in with my eye cream. I mean, you guys aren't going to be surprised to see this eye cream. The First Aid BD Niacinamide Eye Cream. This one is just, yeah, I just have not been able to stop using this one because obviously the niacinamide and the fragrance-free formula, but because of like the slight corrective tint it has to it, it's so nice. I sometimes use it a little bit on my nose just to like offset the extra redness on my nose, but I'll usually just use it on the eye area, gently pat, and it just, like you can see, it doesn't like change the coloring at all, but it just gives it a little bit of correction. Maybe you guys can't see it. I feel like I can see it and that makes me happy. So tap, tap, tap. Booty slap. I particularly like to use niacinamide on my under eye area because it helps to correct the darkness, and your boy has not been getting a lot of sleep lately. 1-800-stressed as fuck. Oh, by the way, oh my gosh, if you guys haven't tried Emma Chamberlain's coffee company, Chamberlain Coffee, the caffeine content of her coffee is insane. I love it because I'm always struggling to find like good coffee that tastes good, but even more so provides like a lot of caffeine. And I've always been someone who, for the longest time, was like, you know what, I'm not going to drink coffee every day because I don't want to get addicted. That's just not what I want to do. But being a YouTuber, I think it just comes with the job. You have to be up all hours of the night. Some nights you have to be up until 4 or 5 a.m. and then other nights you have to be up super early in the morning. And my schedule's just all over the place. So I've just accepted it as a necessary job expense. So it's hard to find coffee that gives me like the energy that I really like. But she did such a good job with her coffee. Like when I use it for cold brew, oh, that shit is strong. Tastes so good. I've always said an eye cream isn't necessary to a routine because most eye creams are just like crazy expensive. But when they have a particular benefit, like for example, really good ingredients or kind of a slight corrective ability, or both like this eye cream, I'm definitely on board. And I've been using this every day for months. Months, I tell you. Afterwards, we go in with a moisturizer, and I've been using this one lately because it's summertime and it calls for use of 2 different moisturizers. The coconut water cream from First Aid Beauty. I have talked so much about this one because it is the only moisturizer I've ever found. Well, no, the other one I'm going to be using is honestly pretty good competition. But in the past, this was the only one I found to like not make my skin super greasy during the summer, because I used to work jobs where I was like running around all day. It was just craziness. The heat and humidity here in Hawaii just made me sweat buckets. I couldn't find a moisturizer that was lightweight enough for me to not sweat through, but this was the only one that I found. And recently I've been trying a bunch of new moisturizers and I'm like, no, you know, they're all too greasy for me just because it's too hot right now. And so I went back to this one, my tried and true. Don't forget the neck. I know they say not to drag down on your neck, but every time I drag upwards, it really irritates like my hair follicles and makes my skin super red. Fuck the haters. And then the other moisturizer I've been using for months and honestly performs just as well as this one is the Rovectin Clean Lotus Water Cream. I've been mentioning this in a bunch of videos because it operates very similarly to this one, but it has a crazy high concentration of lotus extract. It's actually like the first ingredient, and lotus is one of those ingredients that's usually like not very cheap and hard to find. And I've typically been using this all over my face, but now that I'm in the coconut water cream mood, I use this on my dry cheek area and my neck. And this one's super nice because it's a crazy lightweight water cream gel, like one of the most lightweight but still hydrating creams I found out there. And then we have sunscreen, the most important part. I have recently been trying to broaden my horizons as well and trying out the Dr. Jart Mineral SPF 50 sunscreen. Now I got this one on a whim. After I got it, I realized that it does have one fragrant essential oil. I think it's bergamot, I'm not sure, and I was like, ugh, seriously? But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it out and see. It primarily uses zinc oxide, which is, you know, my favorite sunscreen ingredient. It doesn't leave a crazy severe white cast, which I like. I'd say it's about a 2. It is an SPF 50, which, you know, is hard to not have a white cast with a mineral sunscreen. It sets so nicely and doesn't ever feel greasy or heavy at all, which is super nice. Like I said, during the summer, sunscreens typically tend to be really heavy on the skin. You can see I use quite a bit. Sunscreen is one of those steps I don't like to skip out on. And then we use a product I've really been liking recently. It's the DermaBlend Multi-Use Liquid Pigments. Now, this one's kind of like makeup. It's basically makeup, but the reason I love it is because you can add like a tiny drop to your sunscreen to offset the white cast, which is so cool. I've been looking for a product like this for so long because sometimes the white cast of sunscreens I'm just not in the mood for. And I was always skeptical with a lot of makeup products because I didn't want them to disrupt the sunscreen ability, because you really want to be careful when it comes to sunscreen. But they've done clinical tests on this one and found that not only does it not affect the sunscreen protection, it also, what's the word? Oh, it enhances it. It makes it better. So I just add like a tiny bit and mix it in because the coverage of this one, honey, is strong. And you can see it adds like a little bit of a pigment, and then I just work it into the skin. And I make sure to take my time for this step because I want to ensure I'm getting the most protection possible. I also like to do this method of putting it on the hand and then on the face, just to make sure that I can like not over build it up in certain areas and really evenly apply it. It might seem extra that I'm going to all these measures, but it's sunscreen. Like I said, you don't want to mess around. Oh my gosh, Hyram, you put on way too much. So I usually put on a lot of sunscreen, but I think I maybe overdid it a little bit for the video and applied a little bit too much, but I didn't even notice because my mirror lights are warm lights, so they make it look like more bronzed than white. And I kept looking in the mirror being like, my skin looks fine. And then I walked outside and I was like, Hyram, you look like Casper the pale ass ghost. I swear I don't look like this often. I mean, I'm pale, but I'm not that pale. Not a good look for me. And of course, the one time this happens is when I'm doing a skincare routine on camera. I mean, such is my life. Anyway, I apologize. I usually don't look that pale. Way to go, Hyram. Pat on the back. Anyway, sorry, I had to correct myself. Always want to remember the ears. And one thing I've noticed with this formula is that as it settles, the white cast lessens a lot, and it actually looks very, very natural. And I also apply to the back of my neck, my pussy and my crack. And as you can see after doing this, and this is what I like about a sunscreen, it's not super shiny. Like, considering that there's a ring light right in front of me, I actually look, you know, pretty matte. Wow, okay, I look so, I got new ring lights. I don't know, I never look like this. I always use the sunscreen every day when I film, and I never look this pale. I'm like looking at the bathroom mirror and I'm like, I look normal. And then I look at here and I'm like, I look pale as fuck. What's going on? And I've also noticed when it comes to mineral sunscreens, you just give it like a good 20 minutes. And for some reason, the pigment kind of dies down. I don't know what that is, but it just looks more natural after that amount of time. If you understand science, comment below because I still don't understand that connection. And that's my morning skincare routine. Wow, it's official. I'm a basic ass YouTuber now. No, it's actually fun to share with you guys my skincare routine because I feel like I don't, you know, oftentimes get to show you kind of the process by which I test out products and figure out whether I like them. What do you guys think of these products? Have you tried any of them? Let me know down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Wow, that was loud. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.